whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today, but if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on do our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace. And like clockwork, ladies and gentlemen, it begins. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another exciting edition of Random Topic Tuesdays, the hottest live stream here in the cosmos of social media. Shout out to all my family watching on X, on YouTube, on Rumble, and Facebook. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, what I need you to all do is make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. We are live. We are live, and I'm coming at you with 5. As a matter of fact, I'm going to X right now and just let them know we are on live right now. We are live right now, ladies and gentlemen. Hold up. Hold up. Make sure we smashing up the likes. I'm sorry, I'm trying to see, because you know when I'm on X and I get that thread, I see a lot of stuff on here. Hold up. So yeah, we are live in this mug. How we doing tonight? Make sure we smashing up the likes, guys. Smash up the likes. Smash it up. Smash it up. That's the only way you know we're alive. And it helps us fight the YouTube algorithm. So, you know, I had a lot I was going to talk about. I didn't know which way today's show was going to go, today's broadcast Tuesday. I didn't have much until it struck me. Literally today, like everybody else, what's been going on in the news? Obviously, the major thing, I'm getting tired of it, has been Diddy and, of course, JanetJackson, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. You know, I already did a live stream about her on Sunday, which she's had to say about Vice President Kamala Harris and D.L. Hughley's attack on her. And actually, guys, it's been going viral. It's been violent. They're even trying to cancel our sister Janet. They got stuff on here. Wikipedia even put up a lie here. Shout out to my man, R&B. Shout out to my man out in Chicago, Jaleel. I don't know if Jaleel is watching, if he's got the notification, but I just saw this today. So he put this up on his X that they already have a Wikipedia smear campaign going on our sister Janet. Not that that's new. They've been doing that. They did it back in 2004 with the Super Bowl wardrobe malfunction thing. Who remembers that? But already on Wikipedia, they say here, quote, in September 2024, Jackson gave an interview to The Guardian during which she falsely claimed that U.S. Vice President and presidential candidate Kamala Harris was not black, asserting her father's white. That's what I was told. I mean, I haven't watched the news in a few days. I was told that they discovered her father was white. Harris's father, Donald J. Harris, immigrated to the United States from Jamaica. Some media outlets later reported a statement from Mo Almarisi. Almarisi is the one who supposedly is her manager, but actually Randy is the one who manages her. And supposedly, I think this person has nothing to do with her. He got fired from what the information I have. But you see, they already put this up and they say falsely claim. We who have been out here in the cosmos of social media, in spite of shadow banning, blocking videos, the taking down of videos, and so forth, have been reporting on this stuff going on with the vice president. And let me put some music on. We got to make this a little lively. Hold on. That's better. We've been reporting on this stuff. I showed everybody Kamala Harris's birth certificate. And that information is available on Google. You can just look at it. It's been available. That was public information. The Associated Press in 2016 were the ones that said Kamala Harris was the first Asian, first Asian American woman, the United States Senate from California. First Indian, excuse me. She wasn't the first Asian, but the first Indian. They said that. They didn't say anything about her being black until 2020, 2024, what we see today. Because she was going to be, back in 2020, Joe Biden, and it's documented, was asked by a group of sisters. There were a lot of these black women, you know, they wanted to get a sister in office, a little pat on the head. They wanted a black vice president, a black female, because there had never been one. Just like they wanted a black Supreme Court justice, a female Supreme Court justice on the United States Supreme Court. And so Joe Biden obliged, except he did not get a foundational, what we call foundational black American vice president. The United States has not yet even had its first black president, in the sense that we have not had a descendant of slaves, someone with ties to the community through black ancestry. We have not had anybody serve in that executive position. Barack Obama was biracial, and as is Kamala Harris, she's biracial. Now, people are gonna think, oh, you attacking some interracial children or anything like that. No, I'm not. My point, what I'm saying is that we haven't had anybody from our community actually sit on in the executive office and make decisions. Especially someone, because when you talk about foundational black American or American descendants of slaves, you're talking about a special group, and a group of people who are black Americans, but also grew up, have roots here for, let's just say, the last 6 or 7 generations previously. And they grew up in hard times at Jim Crow and slavery. Some of our family members on my mother's side, I'm a descendant of slaves through my mother, as well as my father. I have American Indian in my family as well from my father's side. And I have European. So yes, all of us have what we call mixed ancestry. And here in New Orleans, it's like gumbo. But I grew up black. I went to black schools. I've had to go through racism, although not like my grandfathers, I should say, and grandmothers. And yes, people who are not black, who are what you call, quote, people of color, can they experience racism? Sure. They can experience discrimination. The thing is, though, is that black issues have to be talked about in particularity, because black people are the only group of people who did not migrate to this country. You haven't missed anything. We're just getting started. But they want to go at our sister, Janet Jackson, and I stand 10 toes down with her. And I know that, yeah, her and DL Hughley, he has said some things, some nasty things about her. I had to go in on Ava Navarro's stupid ass. This guy says that Ava Navarro set her straight. Ava Navarro couldn't set a table. Those hands on the View. Who actually watches the View? Who actually? I gotta stop the music because I'm gonna play the video. But who in here actually, by a show of hands in the chat, watches the View? Nobody's getting their talking points from these hacks. You listening to Whoopi Goldberg for political advice or Sonny Hostin? Or Joy Behar, who has always gone at Donald Trump, but they got old videos of her when Trump would be a guest on The View before he even ran for office. She's all hugged up talking to him. All this a game, man. And they go in. And she tries to go in. I had to, they kicked her ass off of CNN for a reason. But listen to this is what Ava Navarro had to say. Hold on.
Not like Kamala Harris if she doesn't want to, but that's not what she's thinking. Look, I think JanetJackson, like
I want to say fair use because I don't want to get I don't want to get a copyright strike. So let me just speed it up.
Whomever they want. So she's got every right to not like Kamala Harris if she doesn't want to, but that's not what she said. What she doesn't know, what she did was spread misinformation. And I think it's very irresponsible when you have a platform the way JanetJackson does to use that platform carelessly to spread misinformation based on a racist allegation by Donald Trump.
Now, I want y'all to look at this. She says, listen and look at this. Now, the subtitle of the topic, Janet Jackson repeated false claim about Vice President Harris's race. And Navarro says that she is quoting a racist talking point made by Donald Trump. Trump did not make, in fairness, Trump was not the one that made that talking point. The Associated Press, back in 2016, started this. I want to play this for y'all. I want to show y'all. So hold up. I have it bookmarked. I got the bookmark here because they tried to come for our sister Janet. Not first Indian. This is what the Associated Press said. Hold up. I thought I had this in the bookmark here. So now the Associated Press they had this. They tried to say it's false and they wanted to do cleanup. Now this is in 2020. This was in 2020. The Associated Press in 2016, when Harris was selected to the Senate, they reported Harris went onto the chamber as the first Indian woman selected to a Senate seat and a second Black woman following Carol Mosley Braun, who served a single term after being elected in 1992. Well, but the headline, big headline and caption, didn't mention this part. The headline was that she was the first Indian American woman. And you can go see that. So this was not a racist talking point. And Kamala Harris, by her own acknowledgement, she was raised primarily by her mother. She grew up in part in Canada. She spent summers sometimes in Jamaica, but also in Southeast Asia, in India. This is the picture I'm talking about. So, hold up. This was in 2016. And you know the interesting thing, when I was watching it, I was happy. Now, that's the top of the headline. So, in 2020, they say Biden picks Kamala Harris as running mate, first black woman. So the media were the ones that changed it up. Second of all, while she may be an AKA and she went to Howard, I know plenty of white boys who went to Southern University Law Center. That don't make them black. Rachel Dolezal went to Howard University. Is Rachel Dolezal black? Mike Foster, the governor of Louisiana, I talk about him. He went to Southern University Law Center, got his law degree. A Republican, a man who was actually tied with David Duke. He got David Duke's mailing list. He got fined for that during the elections. Is he now black because he was hanging out because he went to Southern and probably got him some Blue Store chicken? Come on, let's be real. This is the picture. I'm sorry. So this was it. And they're trying to say, well, the actual article said she was the second black American woman. Well, let's say the article says that. But they had this as the headline. They had that as the headline. And Janet was talking about, she wasn't repeating a false claim. Many people, she gave her opinion based off something she heard. She said, I hadn't paid attention to the news lately. I've heard that. I showed the birth certificate where her mother was identified as Caucasian, her father as Jamaican. And Jamaican is not a race. Jamaican is a nationality, just like American. That's not a race. Now, it doesn't bother me what color. It doesn't bother me what color Kamala Harris is, what race she identifies. The problem that most people have is the pandering aspect that she does to try and appeal to some black American who grew up. She went through segregation. She went through forced busing. Remember when she went at Joe Biden during the debates in 2020? And how angry she was about how Joe said he didn't want to be in his kids integrated in a segregated jungle. He said that. He didn't want his kids in a concrete jungle. But then she took the position of vice president. She didn't give that up to work with him. Y'all think if Kamala Harris looked like Maxine Waters, they would have picked her as vice president? And look, don't get me wrong, I'm a man. I can tell y'all, Kamala Harris in her youth, she was an attractive woman. She's a very attractive woman. I'm not going to deny that. But let's finish what she had to say.
Right? It was Donald Trump who tried to say Kamala Harris just turned black. So let's just go through the 101. Kamala Harris is the daughter of two immigrants. Her mother is South Asian from India. Her father is black from Jamaica. Here is a picture for all of you who need, or for Miss Jackson, if you're nasty, here's the damn picture. Look, I think Janet Jackson, like every other American, whether you're a celebrity or not.
And they said she set her straight. She didn't set her straight. She has no familial ties, and this brother said it right. Kamala Harris is not a black American. She has no familial ties to the killing fields of the American South. You're trying to exterminate American slavery, survivor descendants. An Afro-Jamaican is not a black American. And immigrants, like I'm sure Ava, just by her accent, Ava Navarro is an immigrant. Anna Navarro. I think her parents came from, I don't know too much about her, but I'm pretty sure her parents, just by the sound of, I hear her dialect, yeah, she's Nicaragua. She's from Nicaragua. She's Nicaraguan American. Now she immigrated over here from Nicaragua. And she's trying to go in on our sister Janet, who is a black woman. Now, Whoopi, I talked about Whoopi Goldberg, and they say Whoopi actually said she deserves grace. Look, all of those ladies that are on The View, all of the people on The Breakfast Club, they even gave her Donkey of the Day. All of these people are shields for the Democratic Party. They're there to push an agenda. They're there to push an identity. They're there to push politics onto you, to tell you what to say and believe, because most of the people won't do research like you and I. When we come on the internet, you listen to me, you know I've done my homework. You know that I researched this stuff. I go over it with you. Sometimes I haven't even researched it before I even come on the air with it. So I talk with you about it. What I did, went over her birth certificate. When I had Judge Joe Brown talk about it, and Judge went on explaining what his issue was. And so they had people like this Bishop Swan, and Bishop Swan. Yeah, I stopped following his ass. Bishop Swan was going in and had a picture of Janet with her baby. And he was basically attacking her for Kamala Harris. Y'all can go look at that. It wasn't just D.L. Hughley. I don't know where they get these niggas from. I don't know where they get these Negroes from. That are mad because they are mad because you question things, because you're not supposed to question anything. Nigga, she's from Nicaragua. Stop it. This is mentally, yeah, this thing is going to be over within a little over a month, and I can't wait. Most of us can't wait because we're seeing people fight each other over a stranger. Now, Janet Jackson, I've never met Janet Jackson, but we grew up with Janet and we've known her much longer than we have Kamala. And this is a shame. Yeah, Dennis Sperling wrote, I'm with her. Yeah. Judge Joe Brown and oh, you gotta be. Is that real? Oh. Okay. Sorry. Now, what they're talking about is this video. Now, this is back in 2004. That's a young Kamala Harris. She was the district attorney of San Francisco, and she was commenting about Michael Jackson's trial. So that video has been going viral ever since since Janet's tweet about comments about Kamala from The Guardian have gone viral. Yeah, she's not bad looking. And she was talking about Michael Jackson's case, and she didn't say obviously Michael was guilty or not from looking at it in complete fairness. And she was just asked a question about the trial, particularly about the witnesses. And some people have speculated that Janet just doesn't like Kamala because she didn't say anything in glowing remarks about her brother. I haven't seen that. But yeah, they've gone in on DL Hughley. A lot of them are going in on Hughley for what he had to say.
Truth. Go work on your game. Don't get mad at me, nigga. I'm here telling you gotta stop getting upset.
Yeah, somebody. So when DL had been going in talking about her looks, talk about how she doesn't look like Penny from Good Times, and this person named Christy Kelly, I had to look at this. So this was the tweet DL put up. It says Kamala Harris looks like the way she does because she has a mom from India and a dad from Jamaica. Janet Jackson looks the way she does because she has a plastic surgeon. He said some other stuff, but Christy Kelly, I don't know who this person is. She went in on him. You have so much smoke for folks questioning Kamala, but let's rewind the tape for a second. So she's talking about, and this is viral, an allegation. She says, remember when LaDonna, your wife, was going to church in Lancaster, California and sleeping with our pastor? Where was all that energy for him? Our pastor was hooking up with your wife for years, and you showed up on Sunday when you found out with nothing to say. Where was this fire you have for Janet Jackson and black conservatives with the man who played you right under your nose? Oof. I said, good Lord. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know anything about it, but I was looking at that. I was like, damn. And a bunch of people were commenting on this. And look, my thing with DL, I understand you can vote for who you want. You can support who you want. You know, I get he's a comedian, he makes jokes. But DL has, and I've followed him, and DL has actually followed me back on X. So I've never really had a problem with him. I've disagreed with a lot of stuff he has said. I didn't care for, you know, what he had to say about Dr. Cosby in the past. I certainly didn't care for, and he even said some stuff about Michael too, a little bit. How we mad at R. Kelly, we ought to be mad at Michael Jackson too. He said that a few years ago, and actually had Tito Jackson on his show that was on TV One. He had Tito on after that, and I don't think Tito even knew he had made that remark to TMZ. But this shilling for the Democrats, dog, on Kamala, like I get you want to vote for her, you want to support her, that's on you, but you want to bring down a black woman for making, I guess, she didn't say it in a disrespectful way. From what I gathered, she was inquisitive about it. She said she had heard. She said, I hadn't paid attention to the news, and probably the correct way, the professional way to have handled that was to probably talk to her, send a tweet out saying, hey, let's have a private conversation about this, or correct her and say, now, we've of course done the research about Miss Harris's history. So even if he was saying, and let's say he's going to say, oh, she's a black woman, we know he would be wrong, but just the way he did it. And what about this is the problem. So a lot of people, was showing their ass that, I don't know the Christy Kelly lady. This is my first time seeing that. And when I saw that, my iris went up. and they do this vote. This is the vote blue no matter who crowd. And I was on a Twitter space yesterday where we talked about this. You can't force people to like who you want. Period. You can't force people to go register to vote by pointing your finger at them. Vote shaming does not work. It doesn't. And a lot of people are just tired, don't want to support Kamala Harris. It ain't even just the cosplaying stuff I have a problem with. It's more or less the fact that she keeps lying. She keeps pandering. Yeah, Trump has defended Michael in the past. He's always defended Michael. He's defended Mike Tyson too. Mike Tyson has stated flat out, Trump is running, he's gonna vote for him. And he doesn't care what anybody thinks. He said, what they gonna do? What he gonna do? You tell Mike Tyson, you complain about Mike Tyson, he's gonna ask you what you gonna do, and you're gonna say not a damn thing. Oh, Trump defended Cosby. Well, I don't know about that one. But yeah, so she was going in, and yeah, Bishop Swan ain't nothing but is another shield. A lot of I just don't understand why. I understand why people that desperate. You don't want to see Donald Trump that bad as president. We willing to go to war and choose violence with each other for Kamala Harris. The same woman who said that she wasn't going to sit up here and do anything, say I'm going to do something specifically for black people out of her own mouth. That's what we're supporting. Come on, y'all. And we grew up with Janet Jackson. Her family, all of them are black royalty. They're all royalty to us because in the 60s and 70s, and I wasn't even born then, but just their impact, them being there, they helped change the world for black people. They actually humanized blacks in this country. The dance moves, the singing, everything. Michael Jackson in particular, he changed the world. White kids from all over the world, white kids from Russia, Germany. How many brothers you know are banging in Bangladesh? Could say they actually blocked Bangladesh. There's two. There's not that many. Michael Jackson, the only one I know. Maybe Prince. Muhammad Ali is another one. Even though he wasn't a singer, just being a boxer, everybody knew who he was. He was the most famous man. These were the most famous people on the face of this earth. Yeah, but Janet didn't make no mistake, and I'm glad she's doubled down. She's not letting the liberals cover her mouth. She's not buying the woke mob. But anyway, I digress. We got to talk about the main thing I want to discuss. More Diddy news. It's getting worse and worse, it looks, for P. Diddy. Now, I was buying, let me just tell y'all something. I wasn't there, and of course, I've been waiting to hear more facts and stuff as it comes out, but I knew, especially with these lawsuits, I've always said in the back of my head, whenever there's a big celebrity that is being accused of malfeasance, the vultures will come out. It's not to say necessarily that they're innocent or guilty, but I know somewhere somebody's going to come out and try and get a quick buck. And how you know it is whenever I see this person, I know it's going to be messed up. Now, Earlier today, a woman by the name... Why is my thing spinning? I can't just go to the... There's a woman by the name of Talia Graves who gave a press conference earlier today earlier this afternoon that she was assaulted by Sean Diddy Combs, and as well as his head of security, who she names as Joseph Sherman. Now, what she alleged is that in 2001, the summer of 2001, at the age of 25, Graves alleged she was dating an executive who worked for Combs that year, and that they lured her, Sherman and Combs, this is what she's alleging, to the studio, Bad Boy Records. She says they picked her up in an SUV, and during the ride, gave her a drink likely laced with a drug. According to the lawsuit, Graves lost consciousness and awoke to find herself bound inside Combs' office and lounge at the studio. She claims the two men, I'll just say, had their way with her against the pool table where they tied her up and ignored her screams and cries for help. That's what the lawsuit alleges. Now, the news conference was held in Los Angeles, and this incident is said to have happened. They don't actually say, according to the article, where it happened, but Bad Boys Records, we know, was in New York. Now, that's where Diddy's from. That's where his base was. So now, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm assuming this lawsuit, because the press conference was held in Los Angeles, that they're alleging that this lawsuit was filed in federal court in New York. So that's where this was filed. So I must knew it was going to be in New York. I didn't want to assume that. So it was in New York. It's a federal lawsuit. And this comes weeks after he was arrested on RICO charges for federal sex trafficking indictment, three charges, which that indictment was salacious, especially about the baby oil stuff. Now, it's funny. It's weird. But owning that much baby oil, you all know, is not technically a crime. But whenever I know my bullshit meter is up and running, because, ladies and gentlemen, the press conference was in Los Angeles, and who else is the attorney of record in this case than none other than Glorial Alred. Glorial Alred is representing this woman. Now, I have not seen the press conference. Not that I want to see the press conference, but we'll run through it. But whenever I see Glorial Alred, I know it's going to be some shit. And the reason I say that is because Glorial Alred, we know, has a habit and history of taking on these cases, especially against high-profile black men. She's done with Cosby. She's done with Tiger Woods, the rapper Tiger. She does this with women all the time. Usher, her daughter, actually, it was her daughter who had the suit with Usher. They always come for these men. She came at Mike Tyson one time. She came at Chris Rock. This is what she does. So let's play the press conference. We'll play a little bit of it so we could hear. Yeah, and since Diddy has come out, this whole thing with Diddy's come out, especially with the tapes and so forth, a lot of people, they say Usher, I haven't looked, he's wiped his ex account clean because Usher was hanging out with Diddy. I mean, Usher stayed with Diddy as a kid. But hold on. But I digress. Let's hold on. Let's see what's the press conference. So this is my first time seeing it. So fair use.
Recording in progress.
This is a 30-minute. This is 30 minutes, by the way, for those who's wondering. I don't know if I'm gonna get through all 30 minutes, but this fair use, by the way, fair use.
Thank you for coming today. I'm attorney Gloria Alred,
with me is our client, plaintiff Thalia Graves. Today, we filed a lawsuit in the United States District Court, Southern District of New York, for our client, plaintiff Thalia Graves, who is given permission.
Hold on, y'all. I got to call a friend. I want to see if he can just come on for a minute. He might be busy. Hold on.
To use her name.
Hold on. I'm trying to see if he would come on, if he can answer something.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Okay, he's not answering. Now, this is in 2001. Now, y'all know this is the allegation. Just I've read it. And I'm going to put the Associated Press article up here. So, yeah, I put the Associated Press article. Yeah, I was trying to holler at the brother. But let's go ahead and play. Yeah, so this is the press conference. Now, y'all know this look back law they got in New York. Remember back in 2023, just last year, when Cassie filed a lawsuit against Diddy, there were some other cases that were being brought forth to the United States District up there with that look back statute. I think L.A. Reid, the producer, got accused of something. Definitely Axl Rose. I remember that. The mayor of New York, I think, got accused of inappropriateness. The governor, Cuomo, I know there's been stuff about him. Yeah. So there's a bunch of things going on. And I think that law, they said it expired, but now they've changed. But remember, they've changed these laws. Let's look at the date. Let's see when this was filed. So she says
the case number of the 26-page complaint is 1:24-CV-07-201. In her lawsuit, Thalia, through her attorneys, sues Sean Diddy Combs, also known as the defendant, and another individual and other entities. Right. The complaint alleges in part in the first cause of action that
the law, this comes under the law that this is. This is the New York City Victims of Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act, and comes during a 2-year window that suspends legal deadlines and allows assault victims. I hate that YouTube does this, but assault victims to sue over abuse that might otherwise be too old to pursue. So in other words, you can't sue. You generally wouldn't be able to file a lawsuit because it's outside the statute of limitations. But under this new law, we can go retroactive, and that's essentially what it is. Suspend the deadlines and allow any victim to sue over abuse that could be too old to pursue. So we don't know whether or not it's true or false, but because New York is a very liberal, it's a blue state, just like California and Illinois to a large degree, they pass these laws. They're motivated by, I want to just say, these certain groups Like I'm gonna assume Rain is a part of it. That's one of the assault victims advocacy group I can think of. They probably had donated some money and wanted this. They pushed for something like this. So they're bringing these new lawsuits up. I told you all. Lorraine says, so it happened in 2001. You must not be on the wrong channel. You must be on the wrong channel. You're on the wrong channel. You're going obviously not going to hear what you're going to like. You could go somewhere else if you don't like it. Yes, I'm going to talk about it. I'm attorney Gavin Richard. I'm a constitutionalist. We support the Constitution. We support due process and statute of limitations. The nerve of you to say, don't be one of those people that say why she's coming out now. Yes, we have to question that. That's what our law says. Nobody gets to just file a lawsuit or charges against someone and then that person automatically gets found liable or guilty. That's not what we do in this country. There is due process. There's innocence until proven guilty. I don't know if Diddy is guilty of what she is alleging in our lawsuit or not. It could be true. It is old, yes. But anytime, like I said, when you have Glorial Alred, who has been known to file frivolous, I've seen her file frivolous lawsuits, you have to question that. I'm allowed to think, just like the rest of my followers and viewers here are allowed to think. Everybody's here allowed to think and ask questions. We don't just take something at face value. That's not good detective work either. Yes, Rupert Murdoch was the head of Fox News. Yeah, he got accused of stuff, but Rupert Murdoch never went to jail or anything like that. He won't. He wouldn't be prosecuted for anything. But let's play the press conference.
That defendant Combs and another defendant committed a, quote, violation of New York City Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act by viciously and violently forcing sexual contact, oral sex, and sexual intercourse on the plaintiff, end quote. In addition, the complaint alleges in the second cause of action that defendant Combs and another defendant committed a violation of New York civil rights law, quote, section 52-B, end quote, by, quote, raping plaintiff and recording it. Defendants caused plaintiff to be depicted in a video image, unclothed and with intimate body parts exposed.
Now, let me stop there. So they're talking about videotaping and so forth. And I know there's a lot that has come up with these videotapes and stuff with Diddy. There's a tape circulating online, The Art of Diligence, The Art of Dialogue, who I see on X all the time. They actually have their YouTube channel. They do great content. They have a video that's been circling around where Diddy had an all-white party and he tells the kids this family hour now, but after 9 o'clock, the kids got to go home. He said, just enjoy family time now. And supposedly, yes, these tapes with these freak-offs with some politicians. With some politicians who are involved. His bodyguard supposedly said he used to tape these politicians and participate he didn't participate, but these politicians would take place in these infamous freak-off sessions. So what I think, from what I've gathered from the evidence, guys, just so far, although I haven't seen the evidence, but I should say from the rumor mill, is that somewhere, some way, Diddy had some insurance policies against some powerful people. And so right now, especially when we have the 2024 election coming along, doesn't it seem interesting and odd now that they're coming with the charges against him this year? Could be. And before the presidential election. And I don't know who. Can someone be weaponizing the Department of Justice? Could somebody be weaponizing the Southern District of New York? Who knows? The timing is we always question the timing of it. But I've read the indictment, and I thought a lot of it was salacious and embarrassing, especially for Diddy. But I mean, we've heard stories of, yeah, there have been stories about Diddy for a long time, and that video with Cassie is not going to help him.
And engaged in sexual conduct with another person, end quote. The lawsuit also alleges that, quote, defendant Combs and another defendant published and or disseminated the videos without plaintiff's knowledge or consent. On information and belief, defendants have continued to disseminate the video, including by selling it as pornography through the present, end quote. In our, we ask that, quote, defendant should be ordered for and destroy all copies of the that are in their actual or constructive possession, custody, or control, end quote.
This video, something sucks about it, but we got the article, we got the actual video. Video there was messed up. I don't have the Diddy video. No, let me clarify that. I don't have that. I have the actual lawsuit. A copy of it here. It's loading right now. Now, I want to show you something right quick. I'm going to pull up the lawsuit. I haven't read it. This is my first time pulling it up. But yeah, I'll put the link up there in the chat so you could read it. But they list the plaintiff's name. Now, normally in a lawsuit, I'll list information on the parties, usually first. So what they say is this plaintiff is a female who resides in Harris County, Texas. So she lives Harris County. That's like Houston. That's Houston. Now, what they are alleging is that she was abused and that, as I read paragraph 5, she says any progress plaintiff had made in healing from the attack over the years was dramatically reversed on about November 27, 23, when she learned for the first time that Combs and Sherman had video recorded it. And what you heard her in the press conference say is that they have been circulating this through, I guess, they've been circulating this on porn channels and so forth. I don't know. I'm trying to actually be nice while I'm on X, while I'm on Twitter, because I don't want another shadow ban with saying some of this stuff. Now, yes, I know victims, it's not uncommon that they may wait years before they say anything. Yes, it's possible. This is not victim shaming, but it is a part of credibility, determining one's credibility. That's what our courts do. You're allowed, when somebody makes an accusation against you, to question a person if they're telling the truth or not. That's law. So I'm not going to finish reading the whole thing. It's pretty graphic, and I don't want to get censored, but if you go on and look in the chat, I put the link. You can read it yourself. The allegations don't look good for Diddy, certainly. These blackmail tapes, yeah, all that stuff going on. They said Usher wiped his old ex account clean recently. They got video circulating on. I've seen this video before. Don't worry, there's nobody having sex in it. I've seen this video before. I saw that one with Jay-Z before from somewhere. That's the Kardashians. Yeah, that's Jay-Z and Kanye. There's Diddy. There's Mrs. Carter. They got this in a way. I don't know why they got this crap in the way. That's Jermaine. Looks like Jermaine Dupri. Kevin Hart. That's Usher. So that's nothing. I mean, it's not uncommon for those guys to be at parties. Now, when you talk about freak offs and orgies, I mean, look, here's my take on it, and I'll just leave this in closing. What is the difference between the freak off parties and what at Diddy's place versus Hugh Hefner and Playboy Mansion in California? That was the freak off capital. The Playboy Mansion. I mean, come on. And you're talking about an old freak, 80-year-old Hugh Hefner, having multiple women in his bedroom, in his house. Nobody says nothing. No stone will be unturned. Yeah. And I don't know. I think a lot of these politicians are gonna be frightened about what's coming out. They're involved with Diddy in some way. Yeah, they're distancing themselves. He's persona non grata. So let me get. So what do y'all think? Y'all are free to chat, comment on it. Y'all think there is more to the story when it comes to the Diddy situation? Do you think there are other people? Do you think this is something with the higher up? People higher up than Diddy who got pissed with this alleged extortion stuff, with supposedly with the stuff he had on people? Could it be? So I'm gonna leave it at that. Also, ladies and gentlemen, of course, many of you know I've seen people comment on it. Today is a very special day in my life because 72 years ago, my father, Leon Richard, was born. And so, Dad, I know he's not watching because he doesn't know how to watch this from his phone. But I said this to you earlier this morning. I'll say it again. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for the man you are and the man you have made me and my brother. You are a wonderful husband and father and grandfather to my nephews, Mason and Jackson. a wonderful father-in-law to Tanisha and Aisha, and we thank you. I can only play a little bit of this because I'm gonna get in trouble. All right, that's it. I don't get a copyright strike. Okay. All right, y'all. Wish Daddy a happy birthday. Happy birthday to my father. Yes, yes, yes. We got 36 people. Look, guys, I want you to do me a favor. Drop something in the Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. If you love me for my time and pay me for my time. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Dennis Perlin. Yeah, I saw he said that. Yes, I'm with Janet too. Shout out to Janet. Yeah, Bishop Swan. Yeah, Bishop Swan is something else. Y'all know who Bishop Swan is. I was talking about him. Somebody mentioned it. Yeah, he's pro. He's pro Democrat. A lot of these guys, MDL Hughley, all of them. Oh, no. Let's see. Wendell Pierce has this up. I know Wendell Pierce. I'm not gonna go. Wendell Pierce put this up. From my cousin Ruby Bridges. If Ruby made that window. All right. Yeah, he put that up on Janet, basically to throw shade at her. Yeah, that's, and somebody responded, Indian fan. Oh well. Yeah. All right. Y'all be safe. Be one, be blessed. All right, I'm gonna get up out of here. I've been on for hour 9. Oof. I don't know what we're gonna do today, y'all. But look, I'll be back probably Thursday. We'll have another show, so y'all check out the live stream. All right. Happy birthday again, Pops. I love you. Be safe. Be blessed, guys.